Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and welcome to the best LEGO MOCs for July 2020. If you guys do enjoy the series, a like would be greatly appreciated, and there are more episodes. I'll have the playlist linked down below and on a card on the end screen if you want to check out more of best LEGO MOCs. But as always, the links for the creators are down below in order of their appearance in this video, so after, if you do want to check anyone out, they'll be linked down there. It should be pretty easy for you to find. Anyway, let's get right into it with our first one of my collection of LEGO Pokemon I built by Dave. And this one is really cool to me. I just like that you can build such large and intricate and detailed things with relatively basic bricks. Like most of this is just like 1x2, 1x4, 2x4, whatever brick. There's nothing incredibly fancy about the building techniques, just like this brute force type of building to me. So I really like seeing this. I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, so all I can name is Pikachu and Charizard, but this is quite the collection to have just sitting around in your house. Like this is gonna get some people excited if they're into Pokemon, I think. Moving on though, something that LEGO could potentially make themselves here from Filthy Sin on Reddit is Mario and Luigi. They are incredible looking. The guy knocked them out of the park. They got their little logos on top of their hats, of course. They look kind of like video game characters. Well, obviously they are video, but they have like the pixelation look to them, and I really like that, obviously, because they didn't like super detail it with all the cute little pieces. Like that's what I like about these first two builds here, is just how like basic kind of they are, but yet still obviously very impressive with what they've done here. Next up, speaking of basic, we got the PS5. Literally in like 7 pieces. I don't know if that's good or bad, but in like 7 pieces, this guy was able to recreate the PS5 with some Lego Technic parts, and I don't know what to think about that. It's pretty crazy how like close to the PS5 this actually does look like, though, built out of Lego Technic here. Very, very intriguing to see. I don't know, Sony may be up to something suspicious, but then again, the Xbox could be made in like 1 or 2 pieces, so fair game there, Sony. Moving on, though, we have a very modern looking McDonald's. I really love the modern looking McDonald's anyway, like, but seeing it in Lego is great, of course. You have the golden arches up here on the left, and that has to have some type of technique keeping them in there. I'm not sure what they're attached to into the actual like red brick there. That's very interesting. They do have some lights in the set. You can see some of the wiring running there, and some more lights in here, lights inside the building, of course. And one of the parts I'm actually confused about with this mark is these McCafe and McDonald's logos. The McCafe especially, because it looks perfect going over the grill pieces. I'm not sure if it's a sticker or if it's edited into this picture or what the case is, but yeah, it looks perfect on there. I'm not sure how they did it. You get another shot of the McCafe logo here on the front, and you can see more of like the exterior of the building. Obviously, giant hamburger with SpongeBob, and here's another shot here with SpongeBob, the hamburger. Everything kind of going on outside the McDonald's, and unfortunately in this particular group of photos, no interior shots, but I'm sure it's a good one. Moving on, we have a nuclear submarine, and there are actually some pictures of the interior, but this thing is huge, 2.5 meters long. I mean, that is incredible. And what I really think I like about this build is that you don't have to have all these like crazy cool intricate pieces to build it. Again, like going back to the other sets or builds earlier, like it's all like really basic bricks building up what this is. Like you don't need anything fancy for this. Like it's all relatively cheap parts, I would wager, and it actually turned into something really, really cool. You can see some of the interior here with some of these shots, but like I said, I'll have it linked down below if you want to take a look more in depth. But I just thought it was cool. Like he built it out of really basic stuff, and it actually looks really good for something that really uses just basic bricks for most of the build. And there's a dog. That's a nice dog there. Moving on, this one, it's a Microscale Slave 1. You're like, Ryan, what's the deal? It's a Microscale Slave 1. Why are you so excited about it? I'm really excited about this build, actually, because it has a technique I don't think I've ever seen before, and didn't think I would see again. That's foreshadowing, by the way. With the torso of the minifigure. You might not notice it. Minifigure torso and legs here to create the angle for the front of the Slave 1. And I would say it's a pretty perfect angle. Obviously, they did that in the UCS one, but the other Slave 1s, and I guess the most recent Slave 1, I guess they did have the angle, but like, it has a really good angle in this Microscale. Really hard to get in a scale like that, but they were able to do it. We have a tutorial here for some Imperial or Republic wall lights, and these are like for your mock or whatever, for your hallways, and this is something you would see LEGO use like a sticker for usually. But this is a really cool technique to be able to build these and place them into your mock, and I actually think it looks really good. It really does, and it's something I'm kind of going to put away and try to remember to use if I ever do build a clone base that's going to need something like that. This next one may be my favorite thing I've seen in a while. It does, obviously looks like Geonosis here, and it's by TZ Machine 3D on Instagram. It looks great. I think he used Blender to make it from what I saw, and what you're going to see here is like it's obviously an overlay of episode 2 and the battle on Geonosis here, but he made the whole thing move. Like, it all moves, and it's like just like the movie. It's so incredible to see in motion here. I really love the look on this, obviously with the upscaled UCS style builds for the ATTE and the Republic dropship. This thing is absolutely killer. I also love like the dust particles he was able to get in the air. I think without the dust particles, this doesn't have that like perfect look. It really nails the look with the dust in the air. Moving on, we have an AT-AT Factory on Reddit. This one I really just enjoy for its micro scale. Like, it's so creative in such a small scale. You even have a Death Star final duel scene up at the top of the build there. You'll see briefly as you kind of go around the build. You have these micro scale AT-ATs, somewhat akin to the May the 4th promo AT-AT, but not quite the same. Obviously starting off with pretty much nothing here, just like the exoskeleton, and then you move on to like the exterior build, and then it's finally done. And very, very cool and unique style build, in my opinion. It's something you don't see too much of. This next build is a modern house by Cess Brick, and I just love the look of it. I think the car is pretty cool. The rock work going down to the beach is amazing. It kind of looks like a James Bond house to me, just such perfect stonework. And the stairs, I think, are also like perfect. Like, they really nailed the look for the stairs there. Got the glass railings, just looks incredible, just perfect for what you would expect for a house like this. And then, of course, the infinity pool. Who doesn't like an infinity pool? So overall, amazing, amazing build. Something that I could stare at all day. It's just so, like, aesthetically pleasing, and I think that that's something that this build nails. Next up, a Hogwarts build. A little bit less aesthetically pleasing, but it makes such great use of all of the like Lego Hogwarts sets, in my opinion. So they've gotten together all these newer sets and basically made the Hogwarts layout with all the different areas. You got Hagrid's hut down there, obviously a lot of grassy area. You got the forest with Grop. You have the Quidditch match going on, and then of course the main Hogwarts build with the Hogwarts train off to the side. Like, a lot going on in this build, and it looks quite good to me. So I thought that this one was pretty impressive for like a little diorama made mostly of sets, kind of like my building skills there. So yeah, pretty incredible still. Moving on, this one, when you spot it, well, I'll give you guys a second to see if you spot it, but this is kind of what we were foreshadowing with having seen a minifigure torso used for the Slave 1 microscale build. They used the Hagrid torso here for the like base of the speeder, and I was like, wow, that is hilarious and really creative. And I don't know how you get to the point where you're thinking of Hagrid's torso as the base of a speeder. I would only ever think of it as Hagrid's torso, but they used it as the base of the speeder, and it works out actually surprisingly well. Moving on from Van Gogh. Oh wait, no, that's Lego Truman. Lego Starry Night. Very cool build. Done in three-dimensional, basically. Obviously, it's done in like a program, so it's not physically built, but still three-dimensional here, so it's not obviously all one layer. And it actually works out so well. It retains a lot of the flow that kind of Van Gogh's original painting has. Just so beautiful. I was really surprised at how well they were able to capture this in the Lego form, obviously using a ton of pieces, a ton of different and odd techniques to get this all to work, but it does work, and it looks pretty spot on as you could probably get it in this scale for Lego. This next one reminded me specifically of SpongeBob's Pretty Patties, and that's why I had to pick it here for the best mocks of July. The Ready, just imagine there's like a blue one and a yellow one and a green one as well. But yeah, you have multicolor AT-ATs basically. You have a red one, you have an all blacked out one, you have the regular one from 2014. So I thought this was really neat. Obviously these pieces don't come in red, and that's why they aren't in red. You could probably spray paint them, but yeah. Oh, he's got the, that's pretty cool, the Sith Troopers down there. That fits really well. And then the Death Troopers there. He should have put normal stormtroopers in front of that one, but I guess maybe he'd save that for a whiteout one. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, very, very cool builds here, though, for the AT-AT. So really love that red one. I think it looks pretty badass. And then a couple more here. We have the Life of Ahsoka Tano. This one I picked just to make you Ahsoka Tano fans mad. It's pretty great, though. You have Ahsoka meeting Anakin and Obi-Wan and Rex on Christophosis, and then the end of Season 5, and then obviously the end of Season 7, and then the end of Season 2 with Rebels here. And those two being Clone Wars. I think it should have ended here, though. I think Ahsoka should have died. This scene would have been perfect, would have fit really well, but unfortunately not the case in my opinion. So yeah, the Life of Ahsoka Tano, ladies and gentlemen. Nice build. I like the progression of it, and I would like to see more from the same builder. I'm sure he does good stuff. And then finally, a build that I think could represent pretty well what we might see with a UCS gunship coming in 2021, or at least what some people would want to see out of UCS gunship. I think I would want something a little bit bigger than this, because this is basically the 2013 version, but just tiled off. But yeah, this is a UCS gunship more or less in a style. It's a little bit different than what maybe some people would expect. It's got all the openings on the side of the gunship, and you have the cockpits, obviously very similar to the 2013 build. I really love the missiles on top. I think that's a perfect position for them. Very nice little build here for a UCS style gunship, and that is going to do it for the best LEGO MOCs of July 2020. If you guys did enjoy, a like is greatly appreciated. If you want to check out the MOC builders, of course, they'll be linked down below again in order of appearance, and they have a little thing next to them. You can hopefully easily find what you're looking for. If you have a MOC you want to suggest for a future best LEGO MOCs video, you can of course send me a DM on Instagram or an email or whatever, and I'll hopefully see it, and maybe it'll get in one of these. But that is all for the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can check out other best LEGO MOCs of the month videos, either linked with the playlist down below or with the end card now. Peace out.